While you were asleep, Quincy police make a break in the case after a man was found dead inside a local bar. We've got eyewitness statements in the city's latest homicide case.
And breaking overnight, embattled Olympian Oscar Pistorius is now free on bail, while the judge in the case made the table-turning decision.
And more disturbing information coming out this morning about the couple behind last week's fatal shooting attack in San Bernardino.
Today is Tuesday, December 8th, 2015.
This is KHQA This Morning, working for you.
Good morning and welcome to KHQA This Morning. I'm Chad Douglas.
And I'm Jenny Drasler. Good morning. I'm Tegan Walker.
We have a lot to get to today, including some breaking news going on right now in the city of Hannibal. We're going to get to that very, very soon. Also, as you prepare to buy holiday gifts and everything for your kids, two thoughts, and they just collided. If you're buying gift cards for your kids or for anybody, 7 things you need to know before you buy the gift cards, and how to keep up with your kids in this digital age. Just it, 2 lines, many thoughts just intersected.
I was going to say I was waiting on like bated breath.
Yeah, you're like, what?
Do I know something?
Kids and presents went together though, so you were in the right track there.
Yeah, but, sort of. There's a lot of tracks.
And just as Chad said, we'll get to that breaking news in a minute. Got multiple stories there for you, but first we want to get to Tegan with a check of our forecast. It's Tegan 5:02 this morning. New information has been uncovered while you were sleeping in the most recent murder in Quincy. 29-year-old Derek T. McKenzie is in the Adams County Jail this morning and is expected to be charged with murder. The victim was a
Oak just before 6 o'clock last night for the report of a dead body. KHQA spoke to a neighbor who says the man found dead worked at Izzy's Bar and Grill and was the bar owner's brother. Listen as she describes exactly what she saw.
I had just got home from grocery shopping and saw all the cops and the ambulance and all the chaos, all the people, and happened to run across the street because I'm really good friends with the owner, and she had collapsed in the middle of the street, and I ran over to help her up, and she had said her brother had died. And I said, "Are you serious?" And she said, "Yeah."
Buffy Bentz and another North 5th resident say they have had enough of the violence on the city's north side. They say they want more lighting on the street corners for the safety of their children. They're also asking area law enforcement to help stop the violence before it starts.
When are they going to stop blaming the community and get something done with our cops and make them stand up and do something? You know, ride around, check on people, more lighting in our town. Something has to be done. This needs to stop.
KHQA will continue to follow this developing story and bring you the latest at KHQA.com, Facebook, and Twitter.
5:03, a new reward is now in place this morning for a shooting that also happened on Quincy's north side. Quincy Regional Crime Stoppers is offering a $500 reward for information surrounding that shooting in the 300 block of Chestnut Street on November 28th. If you have any information on this crime, you're asked to contact the Quincy Regional Crime Stoppers hotline or the website at the number and the web address listed on your screen. You can also send a tip by texting 274637, which spells crimes. You can find those details right now at KHQA.com.
We have some breaking news to take you to now live. Take a look at this. This is 2314 Chestnut in Hannibal, where there was a fire during the overnight hours.
That's right. Here's what we do know at this hour. The Missouri State Fire Marshal is on scene doing an active investigation as we speak. Now, at this time, we have not gotten a hold of the Hannibal Fire Department to find out if there were any injuries. We will keep calling and get you that information as soon as we can. Well, listen to this next story out of Fort Madison. A man is accused of trying to set a car and home on fire in the 1100 block of Avenue E. Police say 27-year-old Gary Lee Swanson had an oily substance on his hand. That same substance was found on both the home and the car in front of it. There was also 2 disposable lighters next to the car. Swanson was taken to the Lee County Jail. 5:04, a Macomb man is now behind bars this morning, accused of trying to get away from law enforcement during a traffic stop. The Hancock County Sheriff says a deputy tried to stop 40-year-old James Johnson shortly after 4 a.m. yesterday. The sheriff says that when Johnson drove his pickup truck into the deputy's squad car and a Carthage officer, Johnson was taken into custody following a minor crash just east of Plymouth in McDonough County. He was arrested for meth possession and aggravated assault. A Pleasant Hill man has died after a crash on Saturday morning in Pike County, Illinois. Sheriff Paul Petty says it happened shortly after 8 a.m. on Spring Lake Road near Pleasant Hill. 69-year-old James Harris was pronounced dead at the scene. Sheriff Petty thinks Harris was traveling west when his truck left the road on 2 occasions and rolled over, coming to a rest on its wheels.
Blueprints have now become reality for the Quincy Public School District.
That's right. Crews broke ground. Take a look at that exciting scene there. Crews broke ground for a new Monroe Elementary School as the Monroe School Chorus performed a short song for the event. We can now show you how crews are moving debris and knocking down trees to prepare the area. The actual construction will begin in the spring. Now, this is the first of 5 new schools following the passing of the Quincy School bond referendum in November of 2014. Business manager Joel Murphy says the new school means new opportunities.
It brings us, to having state-of-the-art school buildings. It brings us to being able to teach, contemporary things and work with, technology and things like that kids are going to have to work with in the workforce now.
Now here's what's up next on the docket for the project. School officials say the completion date for the new Monroe School will be in the spring of 2017. And after that, the idea is to have a new school up every year until the new schools are all completed.
5:06, looking at your state-to-state headlines, starting now in Illinois, where Carbondale police are investigating the weekend deaths of 2 18-year-olds who were hit by a car. Happening today, Governor Bruce Rauner has planned another round of talks on state budgets with legislative leaders, this one in Chicago.
Next, we go to Missouri, where a man has been ordered to spend a year and a half in federal prison for a cyber attack that disabled the St. Louis area police union's website during unrest related to the fatal police shooting of Michael Brown. Meantime, 2 Kansas City firefighters who were killed when a building collapsed had been positioned in a dangerous place where building debris could fall.
And now to Iowa, where some lawmakers have reiterated their skepticism that private health care companies are ready to take over the state's $4.2 billion Medicaid program in just a few weeks.
5:07 and new this morning, embattled Olympian Oscar Pistorius was back in court this morning where a judge granted him bail. Judge Aubrey Lebabwa said Pistorius has proved he is not a flight risk, and last week South Africa's Supreme Court of Appeals overturned Pistorius' conviction of culpable homicide and found him guilty of murdering his then-girlfriend Reva Steenkamp. The double amputee sprinter will be free to leave his uncle's home where he's been under house arrest, and he can travel up to 12 miles between the hours of 7 a.m. and noon. Pistorius will still have to wear an electronic monitoring device, however.
Happening while you were asleep, an Air France flight from San Francisco to Paris was diverted after an anonymous threat. Flight AF083 landed at Montreal's airport late last night. The plane had 231 passengers and 15 crew members on board. Officials did not say what the nature of the threat was. Passengers were taken off the plane and inspectors were searching the aircraft. Last month, 2 Air France flights from the U.S. to Paris were diverted because of bomb threats. Each flight was later cleared.
5:08, new developments this morning on the fight against ISIS as a U.S. military airstrike has now killed key leaders with ISIS and al-Qaeda. A senior leader of the al-Qaeda affiliated group al-Shabaab in Somalia and the senior ISIS leader in Libya were each killed in recent U.S. military airstrikes, the Pentagon announced late last night. Now, 3 al-Qaeda members were also killed in a U.S. military airstrike in Somalia last week, and the senior ISIS leader in Libya was killed in a separate airstrike back on November 13th.
Back stateside now, more information coming out regarding the couple behind last week's fatal shooting attack in San Bernardino. Investigators believe the husband and wife who gunned down 14 people planned their attack and had been radicalized for quite some time. Officials with the FBI say shooters Saeed Farouk and Tashfeen Malik practiced at gun ranges in the LA area, and their target practice happened within days of the shooting.
Next up, we turn our eyes to Wednesday, or tomorrow. That's when you can watch the Your Voice, Your Future War on Terror Town Hall event. This is courtesy of KHQA, and the discussion will surround homeland security issues and steps needed to keep our country safe. Now, this all starts at 6 p.m. You can watch that live streaming by logging on to KHQA.com. Well, this year, Americans will spend $173 million on gift cards alone. Wow.
Coming up in the next 6 minutes, how you can make sure you're not ripped off when you buy your friends and family the gift that keeps on giving.
And it's hard to believe we're talking almost the middle part of December. Just wait till you see how warm it's going to get towards Thursday and Friday. I'll show you that next.